Hi, welcome to Moyna Bass Fishes. I'm Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman, and been doing it for a long time. So, anyways, we are at the 2023 Tackle Warehouse Invitational Tournament on Lake of the Ozarks. Today was my second practice day. And the first practice day, as you may have seen in the first video here, I just kind of sputtered along, didn't really get in the flow of things very well. And today I did kind of get into the flow of things. I caught way more fish today, way more fish. Um, the one thing that's still holding true, though, is the quality fish is being elusive. Um, and I'm not sure what I have to do to correct it. I did find a couple of nice ones up on spawning beds, but whether or not they'll be there when I go there in the tournament, that's another thing. I mean, somebody might get there first. They might just up and leave. You just never know with batting fish. But, there are some decent fish on beds. A couple. And I fished a lot and I covered a lot of water just to run into those two. So, and I don't know if I can even catch them. They were kind of just offish. So, it's not the greatest feeling to have. I'm not really that confident that those couple of nice ones will be catchable. But anyways, we got one more practice day tomorrow. I'm probably going to just try to hunt up some more spawning fish, see if I can't do that. I feel like, and the problem with that is, okay, and with any tournament that you enter, you always have to look at the conditions, the weather conditions, water conditions that will be given to you on the day of the tournament. And what they're forecasting is like clouds and maybe some light rain and that. So that's always a sight fisherman's nightmare because you can't really see what's going on. So then you have to basically, sometimes you just have to flat out just give it up and do something else. So I'm just hoping I can find enough quality fish and I can get a couple of them to bite. If I can get a couple kickers that I know where they're at and I can go right to them and get them kickers in the boat, that'll go a long ways. You do catch a lot of, once you start catching them out here, you start catching a lot of fish, and a lot of them, the big majority of them are like in the 10 to 14 and a half inch range. This tournament has a minimum length limit of 15 inches, and I think that's the state law for this body of water. And there's also spotted bass, so that would be the largemouth. The spotted bass, I think the state law is, well, I don't know what the state law is, but it might be 12 inches. But they, from what I can tell, they don't really play factor out here for size. I haven't caught one spotted bass over 2 pounds yet, and I don't even think I've seen one. And I've seen a lot of spotted bass. They're like all over the place out here on spawning beds, and and the majority of them are like 1 to 1.5 pounds that are sitting up on them beds. So definitely not something that I'm really excited about. Fun fishing, they're fun to catch, but as far as a tournament catch, these spotted bass I don't think are going to be much of a factor. The guy's going to need 5 quality largemouths to finish well in this tournament. So tomorrow will be my last day. It's supposed to be sunny out, so I'm going to use it to just try to try to find as many quality largemouths on spawning beds as I can, and then hopefully I'll have them pinned down. I know right where they are. I can go to them in the tournament and make a bunch of presentations, and either they bite or they don't. It might be cloudy. I might not be able to see them, but at least I know I'm casting to where there's a quality fish. And if I catch them, I catch them. If I don't, I don't. At some point, I will have. I'll only have so many largemouths to that I got pinned down like that to go to. I mean, right now I've only got like 3 or 4. I mean, 2 really nice ones, and then a few other just pretty decent ones. And um, I mean, at some point I'm probably gonna have to just start, fishing, blind fishing, and either run points, hit docks. It just depends on what the weather is trying to tell me to do. So, anyways, this lake is full of fish. I mean, after yesterday, I was like, come on, this lake's got to be better than this. And it is. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, for a while there, for a while there, if I went 10 minutes without getting a bite of some kind, I was having a drought. I mean, like every 10 minutes, you'd be catching something. It might only be, like that, but every once in a while, you would get a 15-incher. And a lot of the fish I'm catching, a lot of the keepers I'm catching, that I'm just catching blind casting, throwing on points, throwing on docks. A lot of docks in this lake. My gosh, there's lots of docks. The docks, they put the docks so close together that you can't even get your boat between some of them. I mean, that's how close they are. And some of these shorelines, if you're a bank fisherman that just likes to parallel cast a bank and run down the bank at high speed, man, there's a lot of places where you can't do it here because it is just dock, and I mean, it's hard. It's hard to cover ground out here in some of these coves. That's for sure. But yeah, they need to space these docks out a little bit. They should have a. Okay, I know this ain't ever gonna happen, but I'm like, they should have a rule that says, and this would be the government. I'm talking the state of Missouri or the Army Corps of Engineers, who I think runs this lake. Like, each dock should have enough space between them so that a bass boat can go in, turn around, and come out. Because so many of these docks, you go between them, you nose in, and then you have to back it out. You can't even turn around. You nose in between the two, look right, look left, see if there's any spawners, maybe make a cast right, make a cast left, to the back sides of the docks, and then nothing. Then you back out, turn, go around this dock, and then do the same thing on the next one. I mean, you're literally just in, back up, around, in, back up, around. Just and the batteries, really beating on the batteries in this tournament. Just trying to use all this in, out, trying to just do the stuff as fast as I can. But anyways, so be it. That's the way this lake fishes, and that's how that's what everybody has to deal with. But dang it, why can't these docks be far enough apart where you can go between them, turn around, and come out? because it takes a lot of effort to back up your boat with the trolling motor, as you know. I mean, it's just, plus it's windy. It's been windy, super, super windy. So obviously, I mean, the wind's blowing you around and you're trying to pull in, back out, trying to not, bump into the people's docks and this and that. And it's quite the different type of fishing, that's for sure. So, and man, they got docks here like you wouldn't believe. They got like massive flotillas of dock structures that are like islands of boats is what it is, in these dock slips. And there's dock builders on this lake, and there's dock repairmen, and there's this, there's that, there's condominiums, there's apartments, there's just oh, what a playground this is for some people. My gosh. Luckily, we can get away from this in parts of this world. I mean, okay, you're going to have some lakes with a lot of people on them, and then hopefully there'll always be some lakes where there's not much for people. Because that's a lot of us outdoorsmen, that's the experience we're looking for, is just kind of get away from everybody and enjoy nature. There's out on Lake of the Ozarks, you're not getting away. You're just fishing. It's like going to Lake Minnetonka, where I'm from in Minnesota. it's not really a nature experience. It's because every bit of shoreline is developed. There's lots of boat traffic on nice days, and it's hard to block all that commotion out um, if you're trying to enjoy nature. There's definitely other options. That's what's the cool about fishing. You can make fishing whatever you want it to be. You can make it a nature retreat. Go find yourself a little lake somewhere where there's no buildings, no cabins, or maybe limited cabins. Or you can find a river, you can find a stream, and just float it. Just float it, and you might run into a few people, and then you might run into big stretches where there's nothing. And that's a very nature way of experiencing fishing. So fishing's whatever you make it to be. And then tournament fishermen, well, we make it into a tournament competition, and which is a completely different experience than what I was talking about a second ago. So it's whatever you want it to be. That's what's great about it. You want to go for walleye? Go for walleye. You want to be a tournament bass fisherman? Be a tournament bass fisherman. If you want to fish from the shore, fish from the shore. If you want to fish from a kayak, fish from a kayak. If you want to wade a stream, wade a stream. It's whatever you want it to be, and that's why it appeals to so many people. It's a great escape. Anyways, this video is already too long because I've got no signal here. It takes forever to upload these things when you have no signal. So this thing will probably take forever. You won't see this until tomorrow midday sometime if I remember to load it up, because this campground has I won't get into it again. I talked about it last night. But this camper shields the signal from getting in here. But even outside I got one bar, so over.